Hello guys, today I've got a sort of review for you for the, well, not new, but the Xbox 360 wireless racing wheel. Now this is a discontinued product from Microsoft, so you can't buy them brand new anymore. However, there are like loads of them. I bought this one off eBay for 45 quid. They range for about 40 to 100 quid. So I got mine on sort of cheaper range. But yeah, I was going to do an unboxing, but it didn't come in the original box. It came from that box over there. And I got it. I bought it about a week ago because there were some troubles with shipping and stuff like that. And it came at about 7:30 this morning. And my dad dropped it on my chest and woke me up. Yeah, I'm going to go through each individual part of this steering wheel. I'm going to talk to you about the steering wheel, what sort of parts it has and stuff like that. And I'm going to show you how it works and how to set it up. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so this is the steering wheel itself. We'll take a look at the actual main sort of body in a minute. Well, the main wheel, but we're going to have a look at the back. So on the back, there's a gloss finish on this bit where the shaft is, and then you've got the nice sort of matte finish like you get on the Xbox controllers along the sides. This here is the AC and the NAT cable port. I'll go in more depth about them shortly. And then on the side, you've got your battery housing. This just pops open like so. So you put your battery packs in there. I don't need one because I have mine connected up to the AC because I've been using this for a bit, for a few hours. And then on the other side is just nothing there. Okay, so on the front, you can see there's flappy paddles, one on each side. Shift up, shift down. The only downside I've noticed while using these flappy paddles is they don't really click. You can't hear like a click, you can just hear the movement. You can't hear like a click, like you've actually pressed it. So we've got a directional pad, our D-pad, and we've got Allen key slots, and we've got this nice plastic ring that's made to look like stainless steel. Same down here, look, plastic, and then a nice bit of chrome in the middle. People call this the Stormtrooper wheel because of the colour scheme. Here you've got the AB Y&X, and this black around here, that's rubber, so that's really comfortable. I've been using that, I've found it really comfortable to use. It only turns 280 degrees and doesn't do a full 360. No, not 280. I'm not sure what the dimensions are, but you can't turn it any more than that. Or that. But still, it seems to work okay for me. So, yeah. Underneath, you've got your lap mount, so you can just rest that on your lap. However, I wouldn't recommend that. And then you've got on here, says Xbox 360 wireless racing wheel with force feedback for use with Xbox 360. And then on there you've also got your mounts for the clamp, which we'll have a look at next. Okay, so here we've got the clamp, and this is pretty straightforward. Basically it goes up like that, and so that's facing you, and then your steering wheel sits on here. It just clamps on there. That's the release, to release your steering wheel. and then that's for the clamp, the actual clamp itself on here. Now basically all you do is you unscrew this, clip it under the table, screw it up, and then clamp that down. So you screw it up and then clamp it down using the clamp at the side. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward. It's got all rubberized bits on it. This is a ball joint, so it doesn't like wear onto your table. That's a ball joint. You've got your rubber seals. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a scuff mark on there, but I don't really care. It's hardly noticeable. So yeah, that's the clamp. It's pretty straightforward. Again, it's got the Xbox 360 logo embedded, just like it has on the steering wheel. So yeah, now I'll show you the pedals. Okay, so here we have the pedals. As you can see, there's no clutch, which I don't know why they didn't include that. I think it's just for a sequential gearbox attachment, really, but you can still use a clutch with a flappy paddle, I find. So here's your accelerator, and here's your brake. Now, you notice the accelerator has this metal bit, this metal panel on it, and the brake doesn't. That's not because of wear and tear, that's just the way it is. I would have liked to see this on there. I don't know why they didn't do that in the first place. But, you know, you can tell that that's your accelerator and that's your brakes. They're not really different stiffnesses or anything, they're both the same. So that's sort of the downside as well. But I really like them, they're really comfortable to use. The only trouble I find is that big open panel there, I like to put my foot down, but I can't. So what I find is I just put that there. I just put that on there. Then I can just put my feet up, and then yeah, it's much more comfortable. You'll see what I mean if you have a look and get one yourself. So as you can see, again you've got the Xbox 360 embedded. Nice matte white finish around here, and then you've got your grey. And then you look at the pedals themselves. They're very well made. They just don't really look very nice, but they do the job really well, and I'm rather happy with that. So let's turn it upside down. You've got your serial numbers and stuff, and you've got your NAT cable port, which I'll show you what that's for in a minute. So yeah, that's it for the pedals. So now what we do is I'll show you how to set them up and configure them so they work properly. So yeah. Okay, so to set this up, I'm just going to use that to mount my steering wheel on. It's pretty straightforward. Basically all you do is first we're going to clamp this to the table. So I'll show you how the clamp works. And basically what you do is it literally just slides in. Just pull that forward a bit. You can unclamp that. So you slide that in, clamp that shut, and then under here, screw it in tight. Ignore that squeaking noise, that's just where the ball joint's settling in and just rubbing on the table or the shelf. Nothing to worry about. Okay, so next I'm going to show you how to set up the steering wheel. Okay, to set up the steering wheel, to your mount, all you need to do is literally just bring it round here. That's where you put your clamp, and all you do is just sit it on the clamp, and you see that there's two of these and there's two holes. Line them up so they go in and just push down and it will click. And then to release it again, you just press that button there. It's got a picture of a boot lid, and it just pops it out. You just press it down again. Okay, so that's it for the steering wheel. and I'll show you how to connect it all up in a minute. So next we're going to do not the steering wheel, the pedals. Okay, so to do the pedals, all you do is place them down here. And to connect them to the Xbox, to connect the pedals to the steering wheel, what you need is this NAT cable, which is basically a phone cable. So yeah, that's what you need. I've got plenty of these kicking around. I just got this free. You get one with the Xbox steering wheel anyway. If not, you can pick them up for about £1 or less. It's not really much. So yeah, what you do is first you plug it into your Xbox steering wheel. So bear with me a minute. Mine's tangled. So yeah, what you do is you take this and you put it in there. So you just put it in there like so, and then just put it into the pedals. You take the other end and turn the pedals upside down, and you stick it in there. You stick it in here, making sure you got it the right way up. And then there's a slit there for the wire to go through, and you can just turn your pedals around, and it still fits on the floor perfect. Okay, so that's these and these connected. And to connect this to the Xbox, you need to turn on the steering wheel. Now you can either run it through the plug, the AC, which I'm going to do, or you can run it with a battery pack. That's just a battery pack I got with it. That's not what I'm going to use. But literally all you do is pop this off, put the battery pack in, and just turn it on like a normal controller. That's not what we're going to do, because I want to show the force feedback. Because if you just use the battery pack, you can't use the AC. If you just want to use the battery pack, you can't use force feedback. So in order to get the full effects of this steering wheel, I'm going to show you the force feedback. So to plug this into the AC, all you do is take this end and plug it into that hole next to the NAT cable. And then you just run the plug. I've got a British plug because I'm in the UK. There it is. I'm just going to run that over here. In we get, and flick it on. Okay, so now it's all connected up. What I'm going to do now is show you how to connect it to your Xbox. So to connect this to your Xbox is pretty straightforward. It's exactly the same as connecting a normal Xbox controller. You just press the middle button, and you see, because it's plugged into the AC, it just centralises. And what you do is you press the normal reconnect button that you get at the bottom of the Xbox, at the top of the Xbox controller, and then you go over to your Xbox 360. I've got the Slim, and you just press the reconnect button on there. Oh, I've pulled mine out the AC. So I'll show you that again. So you just press the reconnect button on the steering wheel on the Xbox, and hey, presto, it's connected. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you me playing the game with the force feedback. Okay, so unfortunately I can't get the picture of the screen. However, I can show you what I need you to see, which is the force feedback. So I'm just going to make sure everything is in line. So I'm just going to kick my pedals forward. I'll put my pillow down. So this isn't my permanent setup, it's just my setup for today because I've only just got it. So yeah, So let's do this. I'm driving my Bugatti Veyron Super Sport. So yeah, let's see how this force feedback works. Okay, so as you can see, if I just hold the accelerator down, you can see the steering wheel move. That's happening because the game is generating code of the surface tension of the road and where the wheels are. So the steering wheel is moving along with the wheels. Whereas if it was just DAC, it wouldn't be moving at all. So it makes it a lot more realistic to drive. So I'm just going to set a route. I'm playing Forza Horizon, by the way. Now, when I first decided to do a proper review of this, I forgot to take my foot off the brake when I was accelerating, so I decided to do it again. Plus, it didn't really sound very good because it was 7:30 in the morning. Jump cut. The postman was here. So, where were we? I was just going to drive to Race Central, and then that'll be it, and then I'll say goodbye. I've got it in manual at the moment, so I can take advantage of that flappy pedal. I'm still trying to get you another jump cut. My camera ran out of memory again. Right. One last go. Yes, as I was saying, I'm using the manual gearbox in this Veyron because you have to shift quicker than what the automatic does.
Turn right in 100 yards. Keep right.
I forgot to turn right. But yeah, this force feedback works really well on this.
In 100 yards, keep right. In 100 yards, keep right.
Yeah, as you can see, it's really wobbly. I'm really giving it some whammy.
In 400 yards, turn left. Turn left.
Yeah, you really have to concentrate when using one of these, because if you use your accelerator too much, and if you steer too much, or if you brake too much, you are out of it. Now, this isn't one of the best Xbox 360 steering wheels on the market. However, it is one of the cheapest and good quality ones. It's got really good build quality, it's really comfortable. I've watched many other reviews on this video, on this steering wheel. I even watched the one by Inside Sim Racing. I'll put a link to their video in the description. But yeah, it's not the best wheel you could have. I mean, you can have one with a sequential gearbox and flappy paddle, but you know,
400 yards.
they're not cheap. They're about £400 to £500 for like the best steering wheels out there.
Turn left.
And considering these were about £100 when they were new, you know, it's still good going for 45 quid now.
You have arrived.
Okay, so I'm there now. So yeah, as I was saying, for 45 to £75, you know, it's quite good going. It's a good starter wheel. I mean, I'll be keeping this wheel for years yet. I mean, this is about 4 or 5 years old, this wheel. It's still really good. I mean, it's quite easy to convert it into a metal bearing version, which you can have a look for on YouTube as well. I don't recommend it though, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can knacker the shaft and you can break the steering wheel. I'm not going to do one, certainly. But you know, metal bearing conversion will remove all that play. There's more movement in that than a bleeding belly dancer. That's what I said when I first moved that. But you know, there's plenty of videos on it. I mean, it's worth a go if you want to, because it improves the force feedback by a mile. But you know, I really recommend this wheel because it feels nice. Flappy paddles are big enough, right size. I reckon if they clicked a bit more, maybe a bit better. But you know, everything's in the right place, I find. It would have been nice to see one with a left-hand sequential gearbox, or the H shifters with a clutch on the pedals. But you know, there's plenty of other steering wheels for that. This is good because it's got the flappy paddles. The flappy paddles work well. The force feedback works well. Everything works well on it. It's hard to fault it. I'd say one of my faults is a big bulky thing. It's a bit bulky. The steering wheel's the right size, but the rest of it doesn't need to be that big. You could make it smaller, if that's what I would say. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for some more tutorials and stuff. So yeah, thanks a lot.